Hi, and welcome to this lesson on iteration in Java. As part of our earlier lessons, we have had a look at the basic program elements in Java. We also had an introduction into the usage of operators in Java and the usage of conditional statements in Java. The objective of this lesson is to understand how to write code that repeats a certain task for a certain number of times. For such repetitive requirements, Java provides what are called loops. There are three types of loops that Java provides. In this lesson, we will take an example of one such loop, namely the while loop in Java, and try to understand how it works. At the end of this lesson, we will also have an exercise that will help us understand loops better. Let us get started. Consider an example that prints the numbers, or rather displays the numbers from 1 to 10 on the screen. How would we do it? Because we need to display the numbers from 1 to 10, we have to write the line that prints the numbers for 10 times. The line that displays or prints a number is system.out.println. Because we need it from 1 to 10, we are repeating it for 10 times. This program is small enough, but what if the requirement is to print 100 numbers or 1,000 numbers? The program would get lengthy, right? For such repetitive requirements, we use loops in Java. Let us try to understand how to use loops and how they make our work convenient. Java provides three types of loops in Java, namely the while loop, the do-while loop, and the for loop. The usage of while loop in Java is the keyword while followed by the condition in parentheses. This is followed by the actual code which is to be repeated for a certain number of times. The code is enclosed within curly braces. The code which repeats itself is also called as the body of the loop. Let us try to recreate the earlier example using loops in Java. This is the code that displays the numbers from 1 to 10 on the screen. We need to repeat the statement that prints the line for 10 times. To maintain a count of it, we use a variable which is also called as a counter variable. In our case, we use an integer I that counts numbers from 1 to 10. Let us have an explanation of this program in greater detail in the next slide. Initially, the variable I is set to 1. The condition reaches the while statement. The condition that we check here is while I is less than or equal to 10. As the value of I is 1, 1 is less than or equal to 10 is true. Hence, the statement inside the body of the loop is displayed. Namely, the value of I is displayed, which is 1. Following this, the value of I is increased or incremented by 1 to 2. The control reaches the end of the loop. What happens now is the condition is checked again. The value of I is 2 now. As 2 is also less than or equal to 10, the value of 2 is printed in the statement here. Now, following this, the value of I is increased by 1 to 3. And again, as the condition reaches here, the condition is checked again. This repeats itself for 4, 5, 6, and 10. Once the value of 10 is printed, the value of I is incremented by 1 to 11. The condition is checked again, but now 11 is not less than or equal to 10. The condition is false, hence the loop exits. This is how the numbers from 1 to 10 are printed. You can try to understand this example by changing the numbers and see how it changes. There are other loops that Java provides, namely the do while and the for loop. They are basically used to perform the same task, which is to repeat a task for a certain number of times. But the way they do it and their specific usage differs. This is left to you as an exercise. Now, to mark the end of this lesson, let us try out an exercise that prints all of the even numbers from 1 to 10. A hint is try to take the earlier program as reference. In the earlier program, we are just printing all of the numbers from 1 to 10. In addition to that, before printing, we need to check if a number is even. Only if the number is even, we need to print or display it. All of the even numbers satisfy the condition that they are divisible by 2, which is on performing a modulo operation of the number by 2, the result is 0. You can use this condition to check if the number is even and print it. To summarize, in this lesson, we have had an introduction to the need for looping statements in Java and the different types of loops in Java. We had a look at an example with while loop in detail. In the next lesson, we will be looking at what arrays are in Java. Thank you.